are stopping in the small town of East Hollow on October 2nd, 1992. You see people walking, enjoying. It's a huge mall. It's East Hollow's #1 tourist spot around the world. It's one of the biggest malls in America. There's always something to do at this East Hollow mall. Unfortunately, this afternoon is not such a bright, fun fall afternoon. All of a sudden, you see the warning red lights. It's saying warning, warning on all the TVs, the radios, your CD player even, somehow. And it's saying the town isn't shut down. People start running, some too little too late. As the mall starts slowly shutting down, their shutters closing in on anybody who is still inside the mall. You realize you're trapped in the East Hollow Mall in 1992. Hey! I hope you liked that little intro, but yes, we are in the town of East Hollow. It is in the 1990s, a different decade than I usually do for my OC worlds. And this town, unfortunately, has gotten a zombie attack. At least that's what they think it is. My zombies are going to, of course, be different. I will be explaining it a little later in this video. This is going to be two-parter, maybe. If people like this enough, I will draw the other 2 characters in the next episode. I'll make sure I'll add it onto my list of episode 2 YouTube videos. But this is episode 1, and we are going to be drawing the college girls who are trapped in the mall. So we have 3 college girlies, literally a second year of college. It's a nice fall. They came and visited the mall for a little weekend trip. Do I know if October 2nd, 1992 is a Saturday? No, I do not. And I'm too lazy to actually look up, but just assume it is. On a Saturday before they go back to school and worry about finals and anything super strenuous in East Hollow. So this is the mall. I did not draw it. I found these photos actually like just perusing the interwebs, and it was like a big stack. It was like 90 plus photos of like a 1990s mall, and I thought it would be like super cool and interesting to have like a zombie apocalypse kind of scenario, but inside a mall when you're trapped inside the mall. Now this mall, like I said, is huge. There are certain areas where people have control over. I will give you just a little taste of what I want to do with this world. We have just like the stragglers, the people who are just living day to day in the mall, just trying to survive this apocalypse, and hopefully it ends soon, or they get to leave the mall as the mall is completely shut down. You are literally trapped in the mall. And then we have like the cult leaders. There is a cult that has evolved inside the mall where a lot of people have kind of lost their mind and kind of gotten stir crazy and think this is all a sign that this is good, you know, religious cult, stuff like that, where crazy stuff happens on that side, and they do not trust anybody other than their group, but even that is like very far and in between. But I just wanted to give you some lore before we talk about the 3 college girlies. The first college girly I'm going to be talking about is Catherine Vale. Now, I am going to be drawing before the zombie apocalypse and then after the zombie apocalypse, just to give 2 different perspectives on what happened and before their life and after, everything happened. So before, Catherine Vale was a sophomore at East Hollow College, and she's gonna have her degree in business and is looking to start a hair salon in East Hollow. And she was just hanging out with her besties, who they've been best friends since high school. They are going to the same college. They live in the same apartment. They all 3 are very, very close to each other. Catherine is very much the zany girly. She is very outspoken. She's very much herself. She loves trying different clothes styles, trying out different hairstyles, just trying on fun things for herself to really express herself, especially in a small town like East Hollow. She always tries to express herself. She loves her two best friends with all her heart. She is a single Pringle galley. All she cares about at this moment in time is all about her business and about her hair salon, and she just wants to be a girly who does hair for a living, and that's what she wants to do in 1992. This was very interesting because I did change her hair a little bit in the before because I couldn't figure out, and I'm slowly starting to get different hair types and different hairstyles a bit better. I know I could do better with this, but I'm actually really impressed because I did restart the roots as I was looking at more references of the braids I wanted to do. But eventually I would like to do like this, like the really tiny micro braids. They're just really hard to draw, and I want to learn how to draw them basically. But I did try my best to incorporate that, and again, I wasn't born until 1998 and even then I don't really call myself a 90s baby. I was born in it, but I didn't live it. So if I'm like a little bit wrong, I'm so sorry. I tried my best to find the best references for all these college girlies on what young adults would be wearing around this era, and it was kind of hard-ish, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the references were referencing like 80s, and I was like, I don't want 80s, and some of it was even early like 2000s. I was like, no, I want 90s. So I got a lot of my outfit inspo from like sitcoms during that time, girl groups around that time. So I really hope I did this justice. I tried my dangest hardest to try to, you know, do my best and kind of go outside my comfort zone, as well as each of the college girlies has a cute little friendship bracelet that they all wear on their wrist, and I just thought that was a cute touch to really show how close they are in together. And now we get after. Now I was trying to think of a timeline of like, okay, what would happen? Would this happen within a year or two? So I'm going to do an unlucky number, which is 3. It would be 3 years later. They're still trapped in the mall. A few stragglers have been able to escape the mall or live outside the mall premises. Like I said, it's a big mall. Like, it's huge. So people can live. The rooftop is shown so they can see natural light, as the zombies in this world hate daylight. They only come out during the night. They live in the shadows. So that was really helpful for the people who aren't part of the cult, who are kind of protected because they do let's just say scandalous things to get onto the side of the zombies. Again, I will explain what the zombies are. Maybe I should quote unquote zombies to say, but this is 3 years later. Catherine still has her little cute little vest. I wanted to try to keep a little bit of each of their outfits that I draw before onto them still, just to kind of give them like a sense of like, I am still me, they've seen a lot of things. These poor girlies have seen and experienced a lot of things, unfortunately, and had to do a lot of scary things. I should have drawn a weapon for each, but unfortunately, I did not do that. I have forgotten. But honestly, Catherine would probably have the baseball bat with like the nails on it. I think she would kill that. And you notice her braids are out. I was trying to find like a good hairstyle. Again, I don't know if you guys know this, but I might. I am the whitest girl you will ever know. So if I am doing a hair type not right, please let me know in the comments, because I want to make sure I do this right, because I like to draw all types of people. And so this is her hair after the braids. Obviously her hair was cut and then she cut it herself, and now it's like this. Unfortunately, she did lose some accessories. She lost some of her shirts and her pants. Luckily, it's a mall, so there's plenty of shirts and pants around that she can find. As well as there is a new accessory which could give you a hint on what the quote-unquote zombies are, which is a nice bright silver cross around her neck. And unfortunately, she has to wear that, and she wears that for protection against the quote-unquote zombies. And that is Catherine Bale. I really do like her. I hope you guys like her too. And now we're moving on to the next character. Next up is Vivi Ashworth. I might change her first name a little bit. I couldn't find the right name to fit with her, but Vivi is right as rain. Vivi is also a sophomore in college. She is actually going in for arts as well, but for the fashion designer industry. So she's learning how to draw clothes right and learning how to sew and all that stuff. She wants to be a fashion designer. Again, all three of these girls do want to eventually leave the small town of East Hollow. Specifically, Vivi wants to. She wants to go to the New York Fashion Week. She wants to go to all sorts of the fashion weeks, and especially in 1992. That it was hot. It was hot and spicy. But especially in 1992, where fashion was, I think, at like a huge peak in that time. So she really wanted to try to become a fashion designer and, hone her craft and even learn how to draw a little bit. That's great too. But she loves fashion. She loves shopping. So she took her girlies over the weekend and was like, let's go to East Hall Mall. Let's get some clothes. Halloween is a couple weeks away, so might as well start shopping early. Let's see what they got for Halloween this year, that kind of stuff. I feel like Vivi is very bubbly. She's very, she loves her best friends as well. She's very outgoing. She's the extrovert of the group. I feel like Catherine is a lot more of the introvert but still kind of outgoing, while Vivi is like the opposite, where she's an extrovert and she's very outgoing. Like, she will force these two girlies, because her two besties are very introverted, but Vivi is like, no, let's go out, let's go get a coffee, let's go to this party I was invited to, like, you girls are my besties, let's go have fun. We're only 19 through 21 for so long, like, let's have our time in life, and then after we graduate we can become cool adults, and we'll still contact each other and all that. She had a very positive mindset and outlook at life in general. She wanted her besties to always be with her, or if not with her, she'll always be talking to them. She'll be like, I'll be rich enough to get like a private jet so we can all we can always come and visit y'all. Like, she had dreams, like really big, like fashion designer dreams. Unfortunately, that came to an end on October 2nd, 1992, at East Hall Mall. And now we're here at the after, like I said, 3 years later. She has a braid and she still tries to, be a little cute as much as she can in an apocalyptic world. As well as, unfortunately, just like Catherine, has seen some things, had to do some things, unfortunately. I don't know what weapon she would have in the apocalypse. Actually, you guys let me know. What weapon do you think Vivi would have if she was in the apocalypse? Because I can't think of anything. Maybe a knife? I think she would have one of those big hunter knives, maybe. And like Catherine, she is wearing a big silver cross to protect herself. They are with a character that I have yet to draw, who would most likely be in part 2. That person, that leader, had found them trapped and helped them become stronger women, very confident. Unfortunately, Vivi has gotten the depression bite of Vivi unfortunately got the depression bite in like apocalyptic scenarios. I feel like there's always a few characters that, you know, who are always positive, and then this happens and it becomes like an absolute like, oh, my whole life. And that was definitely Vivi, where she was like, for a while, at least the first year, she would be crying multiple times every night. Panic attack. She was the one that needed to be watched over because, you know, it's the apocalypse. And like I said, they've seen things that, you know, young girls sometimes shouldn't see, or they've never really seen. You know, you see them in movies, and then in real life it's like completely different. So I feel like that's what's happening here between Catherine and Vivi. It's like, oh, this is actually happening. Okay, cool. And Catherine and Vivi, after the apocalypse, have become super close. They protect each other. They switch, so one sleeps, so one stays up, and, you know, back and forth. They try to get as much sleep as they can, if possible. But that is Vivi. I hope you guys like her. Again, let me know what weapon you think she would have in the apocalypse, because I can't think of one. Now we are going to be talking about Zoe Sinclair. Oh, Zoe Sinclair. She is the cool, kind of gothy girl. She's experimented with her outfits and hair all the time. Actually, her and Vivi are going for a similar artsy degree, but Zoe wants to become a tattoo artist eventually, and would probably move away with Vivi because New York City is a great area to live in and be a tattoo artist. And Zoe wants to become a huge tattoo artist. She wants to tattoo everybody. She wants to tattoo herself. She wants to learn how to pierce things. She just wants to be a good artist. So her and Vivi have a lot of the same classes, so they have become super close. It's not saying that Catherine and all three, and Vivi and Zoe haven't, or Zoe and Catherine haven't, and it's just they're all very close with each other. I hope I stated that correctly. She unfortunately has a bit of a, compared to Catherine and Vivi, Zoe's family life is a bit of a struggle. She doesn't really talk to her parents anymore, or any of her siblings for that matter. Like, when she moved out, like, she kind of like distanced herself from her family because her family wasn't that great. And Zoe would always spend the night at either Vivi or Catherine's house just to like get some sleep and feel safe, you know. So Zoe has always felt like she was different from a lot of people with like her mental health. So she's definitely tried to find ways to help her mental health, and tattoo design was one of those. She was so fun to draw. I saw this like girl in one of like the magazine references I use that you'll see in the time lapse, and I was like, oh my god, that is a perfect character to draw Zoe in. So that's what I did, and it turned out really, really well. Out of like everybody, like I do love all three of them. I think I need to do some more body studies for sure as I've been doing this series, because I've noticed that now I can draw different face shapes. It's the same body type over and over again. I've realized for some reason I like drawing all my girls short, which is like not a problem because I'm short, and sometimes your art reflects like who you are as a person sometimes. And I've noticed that a lot recently where I'm like, oh, I'm drawing everybody super short, like not even like normal height. Because sometimes it looks right on them, and then other times, like Vivi and Zoe, I did have to like change their body types a little bit because like it just didn't look right in my eyes. So I definitely see myself either doing a YouTube video or something like that, and doing a body study again and really learning how anatomy works again. I see myself improving, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I'm like, we could but this is before the zombie, and now this is Zoe Sinclair after. And now I get to talk about the zombies, quote unquote, which are demons. They are literal demons possessing people slowly over time. Some depends. They slowly possess kids until they're 18, and then they become scary things. And unfortunately, after a year in the mall, Zoe unfortunately got scratched by one of them. And the way you become possessed by them is either I don't know, like if the demons like trade saliva with you, because a lot of them can shapeshift into somebody you love, but as well as if they either scratch you or touch you in any way, they can possess you over time. And unfortunately, Zoe slowly started getting sick. Vivi and Catherine were extremely scared because they did not want to lose their best friend, so they tried everything in the books. Their leader is a very known demon hunter and knows everything in the books, has their own little like guide to, you know, unpossessing someone, but they tried everything, and for a little bit Zoe was fine, and then one day it just, I think her mind, or Zoe just didn't want to fight it anymore, and unfortunately the possessed demon finally took over Zoe, which means Vivi and Catherine and the leader all had to unfortunately give Zoe even more abandonment issues, but not only that, unfortunately they had to leave Zoe in a different part of the mall, as Zoe was kind of like strapped to a wall, like basically trapped in a room while they try to figure out what they can do so they wouldn't hurt anybody else. And unfortunately, when they found out it was too late, they backed away and they left, like after 3 years in the mall, unfortunately. Or fortunately, Catherine, Vivi, and the leader found a way to at least go into the outside parts of the mall and were able to, you know, actually see natural light for like, since the past 3 years they were in a mall, surprisingly. I mean, it took them a while, so that storyline could definitely be talked about in a later video, but unfortunately this is what it looks like when you are fully encapsulated and possessed by a demon. Your hair color changes to full black, your eyes become red and black, veins everywhere. There are different types of demons. I'd imagine it's kind of like a little bit like Resident Evil-esque, where there are different types of zombies. I feel like in this world there's also different types of demons, and Zoe is a very much shapeshifter, manipulator. For a while she was manipulating Vivi, you know, pretending to be Zoe, but in reality Zoe was probably long gone by then, and they knew they had to leave because they couldn't, nobody out of that group could do it, so they just kind of left her. So at this moment in time, at least for now, Zoe is trapped in the mall in a room, and just with her and the demon together in their brain. Isn't that cool? And I try to make it very like noticeable that she's being possessed. Her clothes are a bit different. It looks like the demon just takes over your brain and your body over time, and I just think it's very cool and very interesting, to say the least. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about Zoe or the demons, aka zombies, for my world, please let me know in the comments down below, because this was Zoe was so freaking fun to draw. I knew that out of all three of these girlies, I needed one of them to have is being possessed and giving the other two drama. So slay me. And with that, I'm too lazy to turn on my camera, so you're getting voiceover Selena. But with that, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this awesome video that has been in the works for a little bit. I've just been procrastinating. Sometimes when a OC world or an idea is super big, I get kind of overwhelmed, and then I leave it, and then I come back being like, oh, I should have just done it anyways. But I'm really hoping you guys like these 3 college girlies. Again, there are 2 other like main characters that are part of the story of this story right now that I could draw, and if you guys do want to see that, let me know. And I hope you guys like these characters. I hope you guys like my world. I'm trying my best. Again, I wasn't born in the 90s, so if there's anything like 90s specific that you want me to make sure I like incorporate into my zombie world, please let me know, because I don't know. I was trying my best to research as much as I could, and I really hope you guys enjoy. Please like, subscribe, or hit that notification button so you're notified whenever I post new videos. And I hope you guys have a good day, good night, good wherever you are at this moment in time, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.